Oh, hello. Welcome back to Banner Badgers. This is one of our kind of live evening talks here in the UK. You can see I've got this kind of thing sticking out. It's not behind me, it's in front of me. We're going to use a different kind of crane cam. And one of the things we're going to talk about is Dungeons and Lasers 2. That's what we're going to be unboxing today. But also just having a quick chat on things. I've got two screens in front of me at the moment. We haven't set up the other camera because I've got this thing. So you can see my keyboard and these are my hands. Hello, hands. So we're just going to be doing some bits and pieces, but we'll probably just talk shit for a while. Have a drink, have some chocolate, talk some D&D, talk some board games, talk some Pathfinder games, Starfinder games, who knows. The chat is completely open. You are welcome to join us in live chat. If you have any questions, just ask. If you have an opinion, please let us know. If we get enough people, we'll do some giveaways. If I can think of the codes, we'll do that. Otherwise, welcome. I'm just going to adjust the screen slightly by moving things around. That's right? It's kind of in the middle. We'll stick with that. So how's everyone doing? We're just doing the easy stuff.
Good.
Everyone's good. Today is Wednesday. We're now in September. Blimey, that went quick.
Yeah, it did. Summer holidays over.
Yeah.
I'm still using my I was talking to Joe earlier before we kind of went live, but I'm still using this is my Wisdom Save tankard, my glass tankard, which I picked up from Dragon Meat last year. The Wisdom Save guys is a Kickstarter, and they did a tavern guide, and it was absolutely fantastic. A little A5 booklet, it was superb. And I met them at Dragon Meat, and I bought one of their glass tankards because I really liked it, and I thought it was a really nice touch. They brought out a book about pubs and what you can do in terms of fantasy role playing in a pub, other than getting drunk, gambling, and having a bar fight. So it was really interesting. Right. Exactly. So they brought out a booklet for that, and it was really good. And to kind of, as part of their promotion, they had these tankards, and I really liked them. It was nice. So I bought a couple. And I really cheers, everyone.
Cheers. I've got 2 drinks.
Good health to everyone in this weird time.
Apart.
Yeah. Hot and cold. The yin and yang of drinks.
A cup of tea and a chaser.
Yeah.
That would have been more entertaining had it been tea and tea.
Or iced coffee.
No, because tea's a beer. There is a beer that TA is a beer.
No, I don't drink beer.
You don't drink beer, Josh? Are you
I'm more of a cider person. I'm a cider.
Oh, cider.
Likewise.
Cider.
I'll have to bring you some cider when I next brew some.
Oh, thank you. Is it a particular flavour, or is it just standard?
I've done flavoured ones before, but it could be. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not making any at the minute, but when I do, yeah, I'll praise them.
Candy apple.
I'm trying to find a knife. I couldn't find one, so I've got scissors. So if you see these unboxing videos on YouTube in the States, they all have these like giant Rambo combat knives. I don't have one, so I have a pair of scissors. So I have a pair of scissors. But who was I talking to? Maguire review. So the Maguire review on YouTube. I've actually been talking to him because we're trying to get him as a guest on the Runelords show that we just started, and I commented on one of his videos because on one of his he has the unboxing and he pulls out this knife, but it's not a knife. It's this weird kind of mini axe curved bladed thing. It looks incredible. It looks really, really cool. I can't remember. It's like a weird cleaver. It's like a bit kind of Tomb Raider stabby thing into the mountain to climb up. It's a bit kind of tomahawk or a bit God of War axe, but a miniature. It looks incredible. So Maguire review. If you,
I think he's in chat.
Is he actually in chat? I can't see. Where's my chat? Where's my chat?
I'm
Evening.
here, ready to rock. Got my beer and the cleave.
And the right, cheers. All right, there you go. Cheers. That was a good timing. Should mention knives and shit, but cheers, Maguire. Thank you. Anyway, right. So, while we're chatting this evening, we're gonna do these unboxings are a little bit different. So if you go back to our YouTube channel, one of the moderators will put it into live chat. Please do subscribe and follow us. We are a bunch of big kids, really. We love board games, role-playing games, tabletop games, even computer games. If it's a game, we're into it. Probably apart from football. But we do... See? Joe agrees.
Rugby's way better.
There you go, rugby. So... These unboxings, they're all live. We don't edit these. We don't, we don't take anything really too seriously. It's a way for us to kind of have a little bit of a catch up while we're doing this, and it's a good bit of fun. We're all the guys you see here. We've got Joe, Steve, and Josh. There are loads more badges, but these are the ones who are free this evening. Steve helps me in a lot of the planning for what we do. Josh, you've seen on camera. Joe, you've seen on other bits and pieces. He's going to step up and do a live stream coming soon to the Band of Badgers channel. So he'll finally be... He's already been DMing, but he's never done it live on camera. So he's going to step up in... When we're doing it? October?
2nd, I think we put down as 2nd of October.
Cool, there we go. So currently we're planning Tomb of Annihilation. So you're going to go straight in with a classic adventure, taking everyone on a tour of Chult with some dinosaur racing. So while we do these things, it's me or Steve, and we'll basically do an unboxing like this. We will do something, and I just thought that I've had this one. This was sent to us by Dungeons and Lasers 2. So Dungeons and Lasers is a company or a brand owned by Archon Studios, and it is incredible stuff. I signed up for the Kickstarter last year to get a whole load of fantasy tiles. Steve got the sci-fi tiles, and when they finally turned up, which Kickstarter is usually a year later anyway, so it's a bit of an investment. They were mine's yellow. Ooh. Gallant Goblin was on. He's done a Theo from Gallant Goblin. They got one of these as well, but theirs was a pinky purple, so that's quite interesting. Right, cool. Where was it? Yeah, so the Kickstarter is pretty good, and I do back a lot of Kickstarters for various games and tabletop productions and things, because I love and I try to support as many new creators as we can. And when it turned up, it was amazing. It was absolutely fantastic. It's more affordable than, let's say, Dwarven Forge, because let's go kind of top tier. It's a lot like the new, was it WizKids Clicks, the Warlock tiles, the Click tiles. And I just found that these were actually pretty good. They're amazing quality. They are really strong, thick plastic. These ones, they're all on sprues. You don't need glue to put them together. And I got the core set and a number of rooms. I think I got 3 rooms in my Kickstarter. And then we did a video, because we do silly stuff like this. We did a video, me, Steve. I think Josh was on that as well. I'm not sure. And they sent us a copy of this, so we got a copy of their dragon, which is part of Dungeons and Lasers 2. Now, if you're watching this live on Twitch, if you're watching it recently, let's say September 2020. 2020 wasn't that a bad year, but hey, 2020, it's the Kickstarter is still on, so go check them out if you're interested. You can still pick up the original Kickstarter 1 as part of this Dungeons and Lasers 2, so you can get all the original packages and this. It's not just fantasy, it's sci-fi. So if you're playing Coriolis, if you're playing Alien RPG, the tiles will fit in with that, including they even have alien eggs. I got some with my fantasy set, because you get you don't just get the dungeon tiles, you actually get a lot of decorative terrain. It's really top quality. You've got androids in there, 7 androids. You've got a bishop in there. You don't have a Ripley, but maybe that's to come. But yeah, I've really enjoyed that. Steve, did you have any thoughts or issues or problems with your... I'm just going to read my letter.
I didn't have any problems at all. I mean, the cardboard on the boxes was probably the worst out of the whole experience of having it. But there was just so much stuff. It took me, I think, 4 hours to de-sprue the whole lot and clean up the edges and stuff like that. So I've painted one of the rooms so far following their dry brush video that they have. So I'm going to attempt to show this badly because I'm watching Twitch instead of Zoom. So let me just switch up. Right, so no, it's not going to work. Let's turn that off.
Steve's just disappearing.
It's your magic screen, Steve.
We've also got a question from the chat.
Go ahead.
If any of the Kickstarter rewards are arriving this year.
I don't think so, no. When I got for Dungeons, let's assume it's the same as Dungeons and Lasers 1. Basically, we got a big box of goodies and everything was in there. So we had companions and we had decorative terrain. We had some extra doors. And so it looks like a computer board, a chip that Steve's holding. That's probably his Alienware upgrade. But Steve's painted that, so he's you can talk about what you're doing, Steve. But basically, he's sorted that out. So it comes in one colour, and he's actually dry brushed that, I believe.
Okay.
Oh, you're on mute, Steve. That's why we can't hear you. No,
I'm not.
there you are. We can hear you now.
Anyway, right, I'll start again. So what I did...
You was actually talking while you had it on the screen.
I followed their dry brushing tutorial. That's really badly out of focus now. And that was what I ended up with. So it was 3 shades of blue, and then a very light green and a bit yellow and a bit white as a final, and then just dry brush the orange in, dry brush the silver in for the panels, dry brush the green in for the screens. And then that has been coated as well. That's varnished, and then the other wall panel I did. I won't bother showing you the floor panels. It was the same sort of process, but the other wall panel I had was the computer terminal there, which was less dry brushed and more distressed. It's got a bit of copper detailing on it, and then the back side of that.
How long do they usually take, Steve, to paint for you, or does it depend on the size?
So no, because the dry brushing you can literally slap it on, and there's so much detail in the plastic that you can just throw paint at it. Really, the smaller one took longer because I didn't dry brush it. That was done with a bit more care and attention. I know. This is how I see myself all the time anyway. The small one actually took longer because I had to pay more care and attention to it, whereas the bigger panel, because it was just entirely dry brushed, that the 3 panels probably took me about an hour and a half. It was really, really quick. Really, really good way of painting it as well. So I'm glad Dave sent that video. So I'm going to stop my camera now and hopefully get back in focus.
Yep, no worries. I was just going to go on, Joe.
I was just say, looking at those panels as well. Like my first thought is that you can easily use them for other things. Like I play a lot of Necromunda, which is like Warhammer type game, which you could quite easily convert those walls and panels in for that as well. It's all futuristic type stuff.
They actually do Archon Studio. If you go to their website, they do Warhammer 40k,
terrain and stuff.
Yeah, hollowed out cathedrals and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So and they're all so that version is actually magnetized. You don't even need to click it together. The dungeon tiles that Steve's got there, you've got these spokes and sprues that you kind of mix them all in, and it works really, really well. I was just going to say a couple of things about the letter. The letter does say this is a pre-production model. They've already worked out a few design kinks that they're going to put into the next model. And then on the back, they have a collection of dragons. Now, these dragons you can buy as part of their Kickstarter separately. Or, as an addition to the Kickstarter, and you can buy one of their dragons. So they've already sent me one, but what they do, if you're a fan, because they do sci-fi, it's not just fantasy. You get a lot of fantasy dragons. You've got a multi-headed dragon there. So there's your kind of your Tiamat-esque or your Hydra. We've got an undead dragon there, which you probably won't be able to see that well. But the biggest thing, and I was really excited, and I was talking to Steve the same day as soon as I saw it, they do a Xeno dragon. They do a dragon that's been attacked by an alien facehugger and has been done. It looks amazing. It's a proper dragon. It's got even a little mouth on the inside of it. That alone is worth your Kickstarter money. But yeah, we're not going to get it until next August. That's the only downside with Kickstarters is you see these products, you do get a massive discount. I mean, it's not just 10%, it's 20 to 40% plus. You get all those extras as well, all the add-ons, the Kickstarter, like the mileage and things, the unlockables. You get all of that, which you're not going to get once these hit the shops. So it's always choose wisely. But when I first saw them, I thought I'd give it a go because we know here in the UK, it's really difficult to get hold of Dwarven Forge. Shipping is ridiculously expensive, and trying to find someone who does like resin tiles to that kind of quality it is really difficult. So finding something that was highly affordable, super lightweight, you're probably not going to want to build it there in front of your players. It's not something you want to kind of do. But if you had it like on a table next to you under a cloth, that you had a couple of rooms done, and then you could bring them out and then just connect those extra rooms or those corridors, you could do that. And some other stuff that's coming out for Dungeon Lasers 2 is they're doing a second height of walls. They're doing functional doors, tons and tons of stuff. So it is really worth doing.
How do these tiles compare to the tiles that we used in our Friday night campaign, in terms of how easy they? I mean, I've seen them and they're very good. The ones that you used for ours, but how in your experience, how do they compare for the tiles?
You mean the tile? So you mean the D&D official cardboard tiles?
I think these are more the plastic ones that we used in the Friday night ones.
The resin ones.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean the D&B games?
Yeah.
So those are resin. Yeah. So those are more similar to Dwarven Forge. This is thinner, lighter, deep cut definition. Again, you can paint them if you want to. It will take a long time to paint. There's different techniques we've seen on YouTube of dry brushing that gets it really well, and I just need to have a go. But
I think it's the easy store that would appeal to me if these are a lot thinner. If I were to ever purchase ones, it's having them quite easy to store, because those look quite chunky. The ones we used.
They are the weight difference, because you're talking about two different materials. You know, you've got the resin material. They're probably half an inch thick. There's a massive difference between the two. These are a very strong plastic. They are lightweight. You know, you can easily carry. Well, I've got one room in a lunchbox because you don't get your storage with it. So I've got an empty lunchbox that I put in. So they'd be very easy to take somewhere if you use it. Playing a mobile game or something like that. But the versatility on them is really good. I've been really impressed for the amount of money they cost and the amount you get. I mean, I haven't even opened the stretch goals yet because I'm still painting the rooms. But in the stretch goals, you got a load of dressing. You don't know if you saw when I held it up, there was little holes in it. Well, those holes are for pushing lights in. So you get in the stretch goals pack, you get little lights you can push in. So you can dry brush them in orange and white and make it look like it's casting light out and stuff like that. So there are some really good bits and pieces. The other thing I like about it is you can stack them. So if you turn the clips upside down, you can hook the clip that you're using on the top to go over the wall that's on the bottom, and so you've got rooms stacked on top of each other. And then in the stretch goals, you get a set of stairs. So it's giving you that extra 3D element that you can't get with the resin tiles that we have. I'm not saying you can't get resin tiles that would do something similar, but the ones we have, don't. And just the difference in price as well. These are much cheaper. That's not saying that the resin tiles aren't worth it, but for me, for the flexibility and price is what makes it winner for me.
I think the resin tiles it's an investment. If you're definitely prepared to spend that amount of money on that kind of thing, that's fair enough. But that is your own personal investment. I think I might. I don't know if I have to glue this or not. I don't know if I'll go. I might actually have to glue it. I think I do, because that's going to fit on there. It might not be a pop and click.
Is that the tail?
Yeah. You probably can't see it because of the camera, but look at the ridges on that.
Good.
That's not even painted.
Well defined.
So yeah, it's just
that shape reminds me of those sweet bananas that you have in the pick and mix.
Yeah.
Sorry, I always think about food. That's.
I was going to say the other good thing about Kickstarter and like backing stuff is that you forget that you've backed stuff, and then you kind of almost have bought yourself a present that you totally forget about, and then it just suddenly turns up on your doorstep one day.
Yeah.
Do you know what? That's been even better this year.
Yeah.
Who knew last year that we needed this?
Yeah. Kickstarter has saved the day in a lot of occasions.
Yeah. It's like your postman knocks on the door and gives you a parcel, and you're like, "Oh, what have I bought myself?"
Yeah, it's like being 11 again, and it's Christmas.
Pretty much. Yeah, it's those big affordable toys that you can never have as a kid.
So I'm hoping some other stuff turns up this year. I've got Blacklist miniatures. Dave got as well.
Yeah.
I think they're turning up just before the end of the year. I lose track of when stuff is coming now. Skinny Minis was supposed to be last month. I'm not sure when they're arriving now. So Skinny Minis are like perspex sheets, and the character picture is printed on the perspex sheet, and then there's a little perspex base that you stand it on. So again, it's all very lightweight and portable type stuff. So I got them coming, and I can't remember what I ordered on that because Pledge Manager was in December, I think.
If I remember, you get a lot of stuff though. If I can remember the Kickstarter, I think you get quite a lot of the different models and some quite big ones as well.
Yeah. So there's one of the stretch goals was like a 84 size demon or something like a dragon. I can't remember which. And then you get what was good about it as well because you could get the folder to store them in. So that's good because like I'm saying with the Dungeons and Lasers stuff, other than that having it spread everywhere when I'm painting, it's nice to put it away in something. But I've got it laid between tissue paper to stop the paint scuffing against each other in a lunchbox. It would be nice, and I think I put this on the feedback form. It would be nice if one of the offers in Dungeons and Lasers 2 was a storage solution. And I don't think enough Kickstarters do that. So when a Kickstarter does it, it's nice. And like I say, Skinny Minis, one of their offers was the folder you can get to store it in, which was great. And then, like I say, Blacklist miniatures will hopefully be before the end of the year. And again, that was another one that was, in terms of money, fairly cheap. But you got so many minis with it. And again, it was like, because all the stretch goals got unlocked, you're getting all these minis. I think is it 200 minis we're getting in Blacklist miniatures?
For 50 quid, yeah, we're getting close to 200 minis.
Yeah.
Now, of course, we don't yet know what the quality of the plastic is going to be. That's the gamble. But, I mean, 200 minis. It's job done.
The renders look really good, though. I mean, the rendering on it, in the updates you get, they did look really good. And then the other one I went for was a board game called Tanara's Adventures. And again, in that pack, there are some really, really beautiful miniatures. a whole load of dragons. So I went for when we get dragons kit. So there's 6 or 7 dragons in there. I mean, proper, fully detailed, big pieces. All the bases are properly modelled. So there's a zombie dragon, bones, skin, pile of skulls instead of pile of treasure, all that sort of stuff. But again, I can't remember when that's turning. I don't even think that's turning up this year, because that was it was a second Kickstarter. The first one was maybe last year or maybe even the year before that, with the first board game, and I went in on the expansion. But I got it, so you get the board game as an early shipment, the original board game as an early shipment, and then the second part as the expansion kit. So the expansion kit definitely doesn't turn up till next year, but I think I get part of it, or the original board game, plus the upgraded minis this year. Well, I'm hoping I do anyway. So that's what I've got, hopefully arriving. I don't know. What else have you got, Dave? You got anything coming from Wormwood still?
No, all my Wormwood stuff is done. I would have loved a table, but yeah, it's not going to happen. No, I think that's pretty much it. I've got a lot of stuff. We've got Skinny Minis, Blacklist. It's pretty much very, very similar. Next January, I've got. Well, I say next January. It's only a few months away now. I've got Aeon Trespass, and if you're a fan of Gloomhaven, I think you'd be a fan of Aeon Trespass. Aeon Trespass is a massive, massive box. It's got Greek mythology in there. It's got Titans. It's got aliens. It's got sci-fi. It does look absolutely incredible, and I'm really looking forward to getting my hands on it and learning a new game system. I'm pretty much wrapped up because I haven't got any glue with me. I'm not going to start having glue with beer, but just to kind of show you the, some.
Come around and socially distance. Give it to you.
No. I'll get this done over the weekend, but you can see how. I mean, these are the spines along the dragon's back. How sharp they are. They are sharp, actually. And these, we've got various kind of fire, breath effects, which are they're purely optional. You can see from the instructions here. So you can have the dragon's tongue, which is there, and then all of these kind of flame effects. You've got this massive wingspan. Now, all of this comes from a slightly larger base. The base is decorated. You've got a bit of a stone flooring. You can see there. Now, the camera's not really focused on it that well, but there's tons of gold with 3 chests. There's a sword in there, so you can have a magic sword. There's even an imprint of the dragon's tail, because the dragon, from the picture, looks like it's about to take off. So its tail is inside the gold coins there. So it actually makes an imprint, which is fantastic. There's even, there's some bottles, some jars. I don't think this is the one, but there was. I'm sure I saw one with like an Aladdin's lamp. There's a necklace there. They are superb. I mean, even you're not going to be able to really see that on this camera. That's part of its jaw, and there's a teeth, and those teeth are sharp. There's its claw. And those claws are sharp. This is going to look amazing once it's painted and put together. I'll stick it on the wall behind me because I think it looks amazing. I need to get some shelves and things up. So yeah, if anyone has any, I don't know, stuff we can shove in the background, maps, statues, that kind of thing, we need to start kind of getting there, getting this stuff up on the walls. But so we'll stop in terms of. Stop talking about Dungeon Lasers there, but it is a fantastic dragon. Thank you very much, Dungeon Lasers, for sending that to me, us, everyone. I'm going to reap the benefit out of it because I'm going to TPK all my parties. So yeah. But yeah, that's fantastic. We do need glue with that one, but this is a pre-production one, so maybe you don't with the final versions. I don't yet know, but I'm excited to find out. So. Again, as we're going to wrap that up, stay with us if you're with us on Twitch. We're still going to be chatting shit for a little while. We've got to finish our drinks. And if you're watching this on YouTube, check out some other videos. Go check out Rise of the Runelords. We've got guest players there. Check out our other What's in the Box unboxings. what's in the is that that's normal, isn't it? That's straightforward. Check out our what's in the box boxes.
And there is a what's in the box for Dungeons and Lasers.
We do. We have one. Go check that out. If I actually get round to it, I'll put in a little card at the end of the YouTube video to say this is the next video. That'd be handy too. But right. So if you're watching on Twitch, stay right there. If you're watching on YouTube, that's it. At the end of this one, we'll see you again soon. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.